Hello everybody, this lesson is for Unit 8, Lesson 5, and Square Roots, Part 2. So in this lesson, we're going to be looking at combining like terms, and more specifically, combining like radicals. Combining like radicals is a lot like combining like terms. So just a quick review for how you combine like terms. We have to make sure that our variables match, and then you add the coefficients in front. So for 3x plus 5x, this would equal 8x. And the next example, we want to match variables and exponents that are the same. So 4d cubed plus 6d cubed. 4 plus 6 is 10d cubed. And then we have a minus 5d and a plus 13. We can't actually combine these two together because the variables don't match. And one tip, always make sure you look in front of the variable that you're wanting to add. This one was an adding 6d cubed, so make sure that you add it. If it were subtraction listed there, if this were 4d cubed minus 6d cubed, make sure that you keep that subtraction with that 6. And our last example, we have a 7 plus a 3, so that would be 10. And then a positive 2 plus w, or like plus 1. And then plus 8, 2 plus 1 plus 8, we have 11w. So combining like radicals is much the same way. Think of that square root at the end as being the like term. If the number inside the square root matches, then you can add them like you would if you were combining like terms. So for this first example, I have the square root of 13 plus 5 square root of 13. Think of this as being a 1 in front. And since the square root of 13 is the same, you just add the numbers in front. So 1 plus 5 would equal 6 square root of 13. In our next example, combining only those that are the same. So I have a 4 square root of 8 plus 2 square root of 5 minus 6 square root of 8. The square root of 5 is the odd one out. That doesn't combine with anything, but I can combine a 4 square root of 8 and then this minus 6 square root of 8. Keep that subtraction with the term that follows it. So 4 minus 6 is a minus 2 square root 8, and then we still have that plus 2 square root 5. And in our last example, square root of 11 minus 3 square root 14 minus 7 square root 11 plus 5 square root 14. We want to combine those that are the same. So we have a square root of 11 and a minus 7 square root of 11. Think of that as 1 minus 7. So that's a negative 6 square root of 11. And then a minus 3 plus 5. It's like a negative 3 plus 5. We'd have a positive 2 square root of 14. So combining like terms. Taking a look at this example, when we're combining like radicals, we also have to pay attention to order of operations. So proper order of operations means you do all the parentheses first, then any exponents, and then any multiplying or dividing, and then adding and subtracting. In this example, I can see right here I have multiplying. You would need to multiply first before you add or subtract anything. So if I just rewrite the part that I'm not multiplying, 20 square root of 14 minus 3 square root of 6, and then a minus 9 square root of 2 times square root of 7, you can just multiply the terms inside the radical. So this would become minus 9 square root of 14, because 2 times 7 is 14. Now you can combine like terms. 20 square root of 14 minus 9 square root of 14. Make sure you subtract that 9. 20 minus 9. 20 minus 9 is 11. So 11 square root of 14. And then minus 3 square root of 6 is how that one would simplify. Another example here, again, multiply first. So 10 square root of 2 times square root of 3, we would rewrite this as 3 square root of 6 minus 10 square root of 6. Now I have like radicals, 3 minus 10, minus 7 square root of 6. So your assignment for this lesson is on page 345, and it's numbers 9 through 21 odd. Make sure you check your answers with the solution guide. Make sure you've got it right. Also, make sure that you're following correct order of operations, so doing any multiplication first before you would add or subtract, and you can only combine radicals that have the same number inside that square root. If you need extra help, I have live help. This part could come off. So Monday through Thursday from 10 to 11, and then Fridays 9 to 10. You can always reach me on Skype or by phone. So, and then just a quick look at those homework assignment problems. This is just